The very warmest of welcomes to you indeed. The Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium in the heart of one of the world's great cities. The venue is just a short journey away from the Shibuya crossing, the famous iconic crossroads in Japan. But there's a problem with crossroads. People head in different directions and not everyone gets exactly where they want to go. It's semi-final time in the team table tennis competition with men's and women's action across the 6, 7, 9 and 10 classes to come. And one team in this match will be heading towards the podium. Everybody takes away a medal. That's the prize for making it to the semi-final stage of the competition. You will at least secure a bronze. But somebody's journey goes on and somebody's ends now. We're at a crossroads and it's Great Britain taking on Spain. And my goodness me, these players know each other very well indeed. Well, everybody knows the likes of Jordi Morales and Alvaro Valera. They've been around for a long, long time. We start in the team competition with the doubles match. That will then be followed by at least one singles match. If one team has a 2-0 advantage after the first singles match, there will be no need for the second to take place. It's a best of 3 matches encounter. All else remains exactly the same in the sport of table tennis. Each match is best of 5 and it's the first to 11 points in order to secure victory, provided that you have a 2-point margin over your opponent. The classification system for table tennis sees classes 1 to 5 as the wheelchair classes, the sitting competition. 6 to 10 are the standing events, and class 11 is for athletes with intellectual impairment. The number that you are given determines the assessed severity of your impairment. The lower the number, the greater the severity. And we begin with the combined 6 and 7 class team competition in the men's events. And it is really a quite star-studded field that is going to take to the court in just a short while. Multiple Paralympic medals between these competitors, who will add to their collection with silver and gold rather than the bronze that is guaranteed at the moment. There is precious little time in the sport of table tennis to acquire any momentum. Things can change very quickly, and a weak couple of minutes at the start of your opening contest can find you 5 or 6 points down and already playing catch-up enormously in the doubles match. There is not, in the sport of table tennis, the luxury of a slow start. You've got to get moving right from the word go. So that is what is coming up, and we have now making their way towards the table the introduction of the British team first of all, followed shortly by the competitors from Spain. And they know each other very well from World, European and Paralympic competition. It is the first match in the semi-final of the men's 6 to 7 class team competition in table tennis at the 16th Summer Paralympiad. Great Britain versus Spain, the team of Will Bailey and Paul Karabardak versus Jordi Morales and Alvaro Valera.
On table 1, both umpires are from Japan.
Looking after proceedings is Brazil's Maria Ferreira.
On table 2, from Brazil, Maria Ferreira. And from Singapore, Oh Young Seng.
Last opportunity for discussion and deliberation.
From Slovenia, Milena Kreml. And from Hong Kong, China,
bronze medals secured. But what else?
On table 6,
what more for one of these two teams?
from Dominican Republic, Luz Pichado.
Will Bailey
from Japan,
and Paul Karabardak.
Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon,
Bailey from Class 7, Karabardak Class 6 competition. And Karabardak already winner of a bronze medal in the singles event. His first medal at his 4th Paralympics. It's a great accomplishment for him. Will Bailey, many medals now, 5 of them. A 6th one guaranteed here. The colour to be determined. Now to Jordi Morales and Alvaro Valera. 35, the gentleman on the left. Valera, 38. And a fascinating prospect when one considers Morales as an athlete, a gentleman who is playing the finest table tennis that he's ever played. In the last few years, he suddenly arrived at the peak of his game. And why? Well, he attributes it to something very simple. He cares a little bit less. He's more relaxed. He's enjoying himself a little more. Athletes always talk about it, enjoying themselves. It's easier said than done. I suppose there's nothing like winning your first World Championship title to start enjoying yourself. And that's what he did. And who did he beat en route? He beat Will Bailey. More on those two later. They've got quite a history for us to talk through. So we are to get underway after the warm-ups in this meeting between Great Britain and Spain. And really, there can be very little to surprise each team. They know each other.
Well, it's exactly right, and huge experience across all 4 players. As you touched on, Bailey and Karabardak have had, this is their 4th Paralympic Games appearance, and the 2 Spaniards, this is their 6th. So it's it is an amazing array of experience across all 4 players, and it should mean for a really good competitive match.
It's always interesting in a situation like this to see if anyone's able to spring any surprises on anyone else, considering how much they know of each other. And one of the things that elite athletes often say in situations like this is it's all very well surprising your opponent, but you can end up surprising yourself in the process if you try to change too much, if you try to be too unorthodox.
Yes, indeed, and the other element, of course, is this is a combined class of teams event, and it's really neat that there's 2 Class 7 athletes, 1 on each side, and 2 Class 6 athletes, 1 on each side. So it's nicely balanced out.
Will that reflect in a very well balanced competition between these two? Spain victorious over Egypt in their quarter-final. The doubles, they won 11-6, 11-5, 11-7, and then Morales beat Ibrahim Hamadou 11-1, 11-1, 11-3. It took 13 minutes for him to do that, as we look at Maria Ferreira of Brazil, one of the 2 umpires. And joining the Brazilian on the other side of the table is Singapore's Ong Yong Seng. Great Britain, they eliminated Australia 2-0 in their quarter-final. The doubles was a very comprehensive win, 11-1, 11-6, 11-3. And then Will Bailey beat Trevor Hirth. So we are underway. It is the doubles match in this semi-final in the men's class 6 to 7 team table tennis competition at the Paralympics in Tokyo. Remarkable to think that the hugely experienced Jordi Morales won a singles bronze medalist in Athens. That is how illustrious his career has been. That's punched really effectively by Bailey, just changed the whole pace of that rally. No joy, despite determined play from the British athlete. They find themselves trailing.
Yeah, perfect start for Spain. 3 unanswered points. Make that 4.
Well, this is exactly the point that we were making right at the start, that it's so quick in table tennis, you can find yourself having a slow beginning and halfway to defeat in the opening game. Just a little miscommunication there between Bailey and Karabardak. Not quite gelling at the moment, the British duo.
Too many errors off their rackets at the moment, and really none coming off the Spanish pair, who've just played solid so far.
Valera with the serve. Yeah, that was well played. Super shot. Bailey covering a good amount of court. Effective serving from Valera.
Yeah, he served beautifully so far.
Singles gold medalist in the Class 8 competition back in Sydney. Getting on for a quarter century of Paralympic success.
Well, isn't it wonderful to see players still playing and having that drive and desire all these years later? That's why table tennis is a great sport. Age is no barrier.
And it's proof, isn't it? When you look at a player like Morales, you see somebody who can get his greatest results in probably the latter stage of his career. I say the latter stage, I mean, we've got people playing at these games in their 50s, so you never know, it might well be going on for a lot longer. This is very comfortable so far from Spain. It's a super beginning.
Oh, yes.
Oh. What an angle.
I just feel like Bailey and Karabardak are just coming back into the contest a little bit. They've won 4 of the last 6 points. Starting to find their rhythm and combination now.
They know each other extremely well, and Karabardak has said that for him, Will Bailey isn't just a teammate, he's an enormous guiding influence on him, despite being the younger man. But not really finding their range at the moment, the British duo. Quite a lot going into the net, quite a lot going long, and as a result, 6 game points for Morales and Valera. That is an excellent first game from the veteran pair from Spain. 11-4, and signs that the British pair are in for quite a struggle to get beyond this experienced doubles duo.
Well, that's right, and the Spanish pair occupied good position on the table all the way through that game. Went up on the edge of the table, and the British pair were forced back a couple of times. It's always a good indication of who's dominating rallies, who's dominating a game, and it was certainly borne out on the scoreboard as well.
11-4, the first game for Morales and Valera. And always the temptation, as I'm sure many of you who play this sport can empathise with, or play any racket sport, that when things are not going well, you try to end points a little too early, you try to push for winners that aren't necessarily there, you try to use every last lick of paint on the table and find the angles that perhaps aren't on. It's about the composure of Bailey and Karabardak. One thing is absolutely apparent: if you allow a player like Will Bailey to start to enjoy himself, if you allow him to get a real burst of energy and momentum, then he becomes a very unpleasant competitor to face in the nicest possible way. He is fiery.
Well, he might need to find that fire within him after what's been, I'm sure, he would interpret as a substandard opening game performance.
Yes, not the strongest first game from Will Bailey. He's sponsored by a cereal company, though, so he's good when crunch time comes along. That's better. Yeah, real reaction from Bailey after Karabardak played that with such precision. 35-year-old from Swansea will likely feel good after that. Yeah, it's good returning, really good returning. And here now comes the noise of Will Bailey. Here comes that presence.
Yeah, I love the mix-up there. That was a more slice backhand and it's deep on the table. Nice change-up from Karabardak that time.
Well handled by Valera on the other end of the table. Yes, well played. Good length from Morales. And we're getting some good length on those approach shots, the British pair, until the moment to put the point away came along, and it still is Spain narrowly edging this, or perhaps more than narrowly.
Well, Morales and Valera haven't put a foot wrong so far. They've been very accurate. Their error rate has been low. Their shot selection has been first class so far. Their serving has variety.
There's little more that you can ask for than all of those things. I mean, it all contributes to a fairly flawless beginning. And really just extending that rally, waiting for the error to come from Great Britain. Not all about the power from the Spanish pair. A lot of finesse in those shots. Well, that time a reaction of frustration from Morales, who, it seems, expected better of himself.
Well, that was wonderful play from Bailey that time. Nice energy to his performance so far. Keeping his team in touch.
Yes!
They trail by a single point. Again, just slightly overcooking the return. Bailey's saying to Karabardak it was the right shot, it was the right idea. Frustrated with himself, Will Bailey. Clip of the net, probably frustrated with that as well. Quick apology from Valera. Perhaps one of those things there, that little net cord where you feel nothing's going your way, then that happens, it exacerbates it, and suddenly a couple of points afterwards have gone by and you haven't even noticed. Oh, that is a masterpiece from Morales.
That was brilliant from Morales. Oh, thanks for coming. What a brilliant shot.
Again,
just made that look so easy, didn't he?
It's not all the power, it's the direction. Found the angle exquisitely. There was a touch of power, though, from Will Bailey, the 33-year-old from Dorset. Yeah, that's a clever touch from Karabardak.
What a brilliant rally. All 4 players really contributing and playing well in that rally. Awesome.
But the outcome is much the same as in the first game, which is a clear series of game points for Spain, 4 of them. That's 1 of them saved. Yeah, really whipped across by Bailey on the diagonal.
Well, that was excellent work from Great Britain there. They've saved both those game points, breaking the serve on both occasions. So it's not easy to do on a table tennis table, so well done to them. Still opportunities here for Spain.
Oh, that's an absolutely extraordinary rally. The coverage by both players, but it is Spain who have taken it, and they lead 2 games to love. Well, Great Britain threw every single thing they had at keeping that rally going.
Karabardak had some power in his shots. Bailey was scrambling, diving on the floor. It had everything, that rally.
Except the winner from Great Britain, because it's Spain who are in control. 11-4, 11-8. What a fine start from Morales and Valera. Good teamwork.
Well, some great play from all 4 players in that game.
This is one of the showpiece moments.
They mean business, both those Spanish lads. They're, of course, 1 game away now from completing the win in the doubles.
Valera from Seville. Morales from Sant Andreu de la Barca in Catalonia. Beautiful town of 25,000 people in the Catalonian hillside. So many elite athletes in Spain, based in that part of the country. A lot of high performance centres in and around the Barcelona area. On the subject of high performance, Spain are controlling it. 2 games to love. They lead Great Britain in this opening match of the men's team semi-final. You are looking at medalists wherever you look on the table. Silver medals and gold medals to be determined later, but bronze to the losing pair.
And this is better from Great Britain. In the first 2 games, it was Spain who made the early running. This time, Great Britain had the opportunity to lead from the front. That could make all the difference for them as they look to find a way back into this match.
First time that they've enjoyed any scoreboard pressure at all. Oh, well taken by Bailey. That was quick.
You can see the energy he brings to his play. It's wonderful to see.
Another great whip from Bailey, and this is when Great Britain starts to become a dangerous prospect, because Bailey, when he's believing, and Bailey, when he's playing well, he rattles through points quickly. Great coverage from Bailey, super lateral movement.
Well, they've been rocked back onto the back foot now, haven't they? Both Morales and Valera.
Feels like a completely different sort of match.
If you'd started watching or missed the first two games, you'd think that Great Britain are dominating, not love two down.
Might not be love two for much longer. Look of resignation on the face of Alvaro Valera. Time soon for Spain to start to think about the next game.
That was a lovely return right into the front corner. Morales and Valera stretching.
Well, this is the biggest string of consecutive points that anyone has managed in the match. Well, are we about to see a game without reply?
Karabardak again utilising that little part of the table at the front right side as they look at it.
10 game points. You've read it right, believe it or not. Almost. At least for Spain, from a pride point of view, they get something on the board. Very well played, right down the middle of the table, finding the gap and finding some hope for Great Britain, because they've taken the third game 11 points to 1. But more than that, have they taken psychological control?
Well, that's a very good question, isn't it? And it's going to be one that's at the forefront of Valera and Morales' minds now. It's always a challenge when you've been soundly beaten in a game, how you're going to get back into it, and the best way that many might think is to just wipe it, forget about it, and start again. 11-1,
the score in the third game.
They've also got to remind themselves that they're still leading in the match. And I'm sure that point is being reiterated right now. Don't worry about what's just happened. Hit the reset button and start again. And for Great Britain on the other side, of course, their challenge is to find a way for that momentum to carry over into this next game now. Very important for Great Britain they get off to a lead in this game for that to continue. If Spain, Morales, Valera get out to a 2-point lead early, it will be a different complexion completely.
About 40 million different questions for us all to ponder there. It's the great fascination of any sporting contest. Doesn't matter what sport it is, there's psychology for us to ponder.
That's why sport is the best version of reality television.
Right, we'll leave all of you arguing at home as to how you think this one's going to go. Thus, we begin the fourth game. A fourth game that it seemed unlikely would need to be played after the way Spain performed over the first two. Little connection with the net, making it difficult for Bailey to set himself for the shot.
That's right, he really wanted to unleash a big forehand there, but it just kind of died on him. Couldn't get a good swing at the ball. Valera, that was right in his hitting zone, wasn't it? Didn't have to move a muscle. He powered away that forehand. Perfectly struck.
Oh, they've managed somehow to win that point with a player on the ground. That's extraordinary.
Wow, what a point that was. Some exquisite play from all four players. And a timeout's being called by the Great British team. But there was some excellent play there and some scrambling of the highest quality, particularly from Morales.
So, a timely timeout called by the British coach. Will Bailey and Paul Karabardak trail. And at the moment, it's almost as though that third game just didn't happen.
Well, from Spain's perspective, they would definitely be hoping that is the case, and the evidence has borne that out. With that quick 3-point lead, they've managed to garner over the last couple of minutes.
Isn't it one of the great cliches of sports psychology, which has a lot of truth to it? Compartmentalising things, treating every point as an isolated incident, finishing the game, putting it behind you, starting the next one, and that's what Morales and Valera appear to have done. Again, the net cord frustrates Bailey. Karabardak did everything he could to reach it. Had a great rise through the system, Karabardak, as a young player. Took just 2 years from playing the sport at a local youth club to become a league player. Then 3 years later, he was part of the Great Britain senior team at just 15. It's a remarkable rise through the system. 2 decades as a senior international. Well, that time it was Great Britain who benefited from the net cord. What goes around comes around.
Yeah, nothing flash from either Bailey or Karabardak there. It was just solid ball striking, waiting for the error to come from the other side of the table.
Oh, he's just caught the edge of the table in what is one of the finest rallies that we have had. And Karabardak was quick, as you like, to make the apology, whilst probably both of them are secretly thinking, phew.
Well, excellent table geometry in use there from Karabardak. No, that was a bit of luck there winning that rally, but what a terrific period of play. And this is why we all love the sport so much. We just hang out for those long, lengthy rallies. That one was 16 shots. Fantastic.
Different strategy at the moment from the British pair following the timeout. Making a more pronounced effort to extend the rallies, a little bit less pace on the ball. Not going for the margins quite as much, and it seems to be working. Seems to really be working.
Well, this is quite the comeback. Not long ago, Spain were 4-love up in this game. Five points in a row now for the British pair.
Ah, there's a surprise timeout in the other direction now. So with Bailey and Karabardak having evidently changed their strategy, it's over to the Spanish camp to have a discussion. It's so interesting, isn't it, the tactics of when you play your timeout. And sometimes a timeout doesn't even really matter in terms of the instruction that coach gives to players. Sometimes it's just about breaking up momentum. Sometimes it's frustrating your opponent by making them wait for a while when they really just want to keep playing.
Exactly, it's used as a defensive tactic rather than the attacking ploy, but I think it was a good time for the Spanish pair to introduce the timeout, because Karabardak and Bailey had really found their rhythm again. It's a very close match. Overall, the British pair have won 28 points, the Spanish pair 27. It is very close.
Might be time, all of you watching, to cancel your plans for the rest of the day, because this one appears to be going the distance. Jolly good entertainment too. Oh, he's played that with exquisite finesse, and that really caught out the Spanish duo.
Well, again, very clever shot here from Bailey. Knowing that Morales was the next to play under the double system, players alternate shots. That was a very clever use of space by Will Bailey.
Oh, that's really turned around completely, and the reaction between Bailey and Karabardak is the reaction of a pair who are just growing in confidence.
7 points in a row now. What a streak they're on.
Oh, that's a great shot from Valera.
Well, something special was going to be required from the Spaniards to stop the 7-0 run, and there it was, right there. All the power generated from Valera. A very impressive snap backhand.
The man who was singles world champion for the first time in 1998. Won it again 16 years later. How's that for longevity? On the subject of longevity, we are having that challenged now in this match by the Spanish pair, because it looked as though Great Britain were heading into a decider with Spain. Maybe not the case. Massive point coming up. Almost, almost. Oh, the fine margins in this sport. Have to feel for Spain there. Just a couple of points left for Great Britain to send it into a deciding game. There was a superb reach by Valera to keep that going. Characteristically steely look on the face of Will Bailey. That was placed to perfection.
Well, a wise strategy would to keep away from that backhand of Valera. He is got some power with that shot.
And hard to read too.
He plays it very late. Very effective.
Well, it was a masterful effort from Morales. Did everything he could, but it is Great Britain, to the cry of superstar from Will Bailey, who've got themselves 2 game points.
Wow, what a remarkable comeback. Remember, Spain won the first 4 points of this game.
No spectators in here, but the delegation's more than making up for it. Now, can the duo in red see it across the line?
They're utilising every last second they can before they start this point, big point.
Space opened up beautifully, and it was a good touch by Morales. Didn't overwork that backhand.
Well, that was all set up by Valera, and that backhand again of his. It is a very good backhand.
One game point disappears. As as does the second.
Wow, how about that from Morales and Valera? That took some courage. 2 game points saved. We're going to extra points.
Oh, that is an agonising point for the Spaniards to lose. It kissed the net and dropped.
Well, it's against the serve as well, which means Britain now have the chance to serve out this game. Oh, that's unlucky for Spain.
And the opportunity has been taken this time. Beneficiaries of the net called the point before, but that was all their work. And Will Bailey and Paul Karabardak have continued this match. We go into a deciding game. And every single game so far has got its own unique personality. What on earth is going to happen next?
Well, what a terrific contest between these 4 veterans of Paralympic Games. Karabardak and Bailey, remember, at their 4th, and the 2 Spaniards at their 6th. And they are showing all of that experience, the guile, the skill that you expect to see in players of this experience. It's a fantastic match.
The first game was 11-4 to the Spaniards, comprehensive. The second game was 11-8 to the Spaniards, tight. The third game was 11-1 to the British duo, comprehensive. The fourth game was 12-10 to the British pair, tight. We have absolutely nothing meaningful to extrapolate from that data. This is remarkable.
Based on what you've just said there and the evidence, someone's going to win this 5th game decisively, but who will it be? No, I wouldn't pick it either. It's just beautifully poised. Not easy for the coaches sitting on the sideline. They don't know what's going to happen either. They are just hoping their teams can hang on here and make a good start.
Well, there you go with our comprehensive data analysis skills. We promised you an 11-0 final game. We guarantee it.
Yes, I don't think even Einstein, if he was sitting here right now, would be able to predict what would happen. Well, what's going through these 4 players' minds right now? The entire gold medal prospects for either of these 2 teams hinges really on this next game.
You are watching the final game of the doubles contest in the team semi-final, men's 6-7 class competition between Great Britain and Spain. This, believe it or not, just the first match. We could have 3 matches, 2 singles to follow. It's wonderful precision, accuracy too from Morales.
Wow, that forehand down the table was just perfectly positioned. Plenty of power there. It'll take a very good player to get that back.
Overcooked, the disappointment of Bailey. He's very exacting of himself. Quick to be self-critical when he knows he hasn't lived up to his own very exacting standards. He has done there. That was a difficult shot for Valera, looped awkwardly.
So Spain make a fast start to this game again. They'll be telling themselves, look, we were 4-0 up in that last game, lost it.
That's a very delicate shot from Karabardak. He read the space beautifully.
Tell you what, sometimes the best place is to dissect the 2 opponents on the other side of the table, and that's what he did beautifully there. So back come Great Britain again.
Oh, such quickness. Very fine rally, very fine footwork, and very finely poised.
was a good get from Karabardak. There's some good depth on those shots from both teams. Yes, it's agonising now, isn't it, when you miss a shot when it's in the 5th game. Celebrations when you get one.
Another moment of agony for Alvaro Valera. Gentleman who's won over 80 medals throughout his career at senior level. Great Britain creating just a small amount of daylight.
Well, this has all the hallmarks of what happened in the previous game. Spain were 4 love up. Now they were 3 love up here, and now they've conceded 5 consecutive points to the British pair. Big point here for the Spaniards.
Just pushed a fraction wide by the Welsh player. That's a lovely subtle touch from Karabardak. Clever play.
Well, sometimes you don't need the power to win points. All you need is the position. What a great shot that was.
And it's the ability to change entirely the way you're playing the shot, to switch from power to finesse, to make that split-second decision. Space opened up very effectively by the Spanish pair.
Yeah, very good point for them that time, and much needed. Still finally poised.
Was powerful play from Valera, just stepped in and seized control of the whole exchange. 6 apiece. We are still guessing.
Goal break. Have a wipe down after every 6 points. Kind of a mini timeout here for both combinations, just to again have a quick discussion how to tactically approach and construct their points for the next 6 points.
Oh, that is sensational play. This one disappeared, kept it so low.
Well, on that replay, you couldn't actually see him hit the ball. He waited for it to drop almost below the height of the table. Courageous shot, paying off. And again. A couple of big plays from Alvaro Valera.
And at just the right time. It is Spain who are finishing this match the strongest.
5 points in a row now for the Spaniards. What a run they're on at just the right time.
It's a massive shot from Bailey.
Morales just couldn't get back to have a good swing at the ball.
There is palpable tension among those watching on, I'm sure for many of you watching at home as well. And the tension is not going away anytime soon. It is a 1-point deficit or advantage depending on who you're supporting. Well, if you're not supporting either, it's just a good old-fashioned load of fun. That's another breathtaking point.
Wow, given what was at stake for the winner of that point as well. What a get there from Morales. And well-positioned shot from Karabardak. Remember, if Spain had won that point, they'd be on match point right now.
2-all, 9-all. We forget everything that has gone before. We're down to the last moments.
We're going to wait a bit. There's a bit of sweat on the table. That needs to be addressed.
Feel free at home to mop your own brow right now. It is a Great Britain that wins the point to a roar from Bailey and Karabardak. And they have match point.
What a win this would be for them. They were down 4 points in this game.
Match point to Great Britain. And it has gone. It has disappeared. And we go on. That is a brilliant rally again from Spain, and now it's their turn to have match point.
Well, that forehand to set up the forced error was brilliant from Morales. Just had enough spin on it to lure the error from Bailey.
This is one of the matches of the Paralympics.
Well, both teams have had match points now. Who'd be a coach? Not you, not me.
Who'd be a fan right now? It's tough for everyone. Well, a very good pair is about to lose this match, whoever it is. That's a very authoritative take from Valera to take advantage of the stroke of fortune. It's a cruel moment on Great Britain, hence the muted celebrations from Valera, very respectful. There'll be big celebrations now, though, if they can convert this next one. It's another match point to Spain.
Well, that fault has seen match point vanish. Now that's hard to take if you're Morales. That's what the pressure is creating at the moment. They all know that the score is just so tight, and it does funny things in the head.
Even players like Morales and Valera, who have won Paralympic medals, who have won World Championship titles, even they can feel it at the stage of their careers. 12 all. It's another huge point, won by Great Britain, but surpassed by the hugeness of the reaction from Will Bailey. Match point to the British pair. Well, Bailey, in one of his earlier matches, picked up one of the sideboards and ran around with it. He'll lift the building up if they win this.
It was beautifully read by Morales. On we go.
Once more, a match point opportunity for Great Britain.
Well, excellent serve and then excellent shot from Karabardak to force the error. Good doubles play from the British pair. Can they seal the deal though now?
The match beyond the 45-minute mark. And this time it is Spain who managed to win an extraordinary rally that sees the British pair all over the place and covering just about every inch of the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium.
Well, that had everything in it, didn't it? A net cord, diving. What another brilliant execution of the sport.
If this is the first time you've ever watched this sport, safe to say you're hooked now.
Well, both teams are holding their serves as we go through these extra points.
It is for that reason that we arrive at a fourth match point for Will Bailey and Paul Karabardak. Such effective pressure play from both pairs when match point down. And it is another match point saved by Spain, and this one is continuing and showing no signs of ending anytime soon. Oh, didn't get it right. And it's Spain who have a match point. Valera's reaction, a roar.
Wow, what a rally again, and what a win this would be for Spain.
And it is a remarkable win for Spain, 17-15 in the deciding game, and they have taken control of this semi-final in the men's class 6 to 7 team competition. Believe it or not, there's still a long way to go. We've already come an enormous distance, but it is Spain who have taken early control. And in terms of the psychology of the victory, it's now going to be so interesting to see how Great Britain can pick themselves up, because that is as morale-boosting a way to win as you'll ever see.
Well, what an epic match. I think congratulations to all four players to play out a thriller, which has ended with Morales and Valera winning 17-15.
Epic is such an overused word in sport that occasionally we forget to use it when it's really justified, and that is the very definition of an epic match.
Well, look at that. Both teams winning 50 points each.
52 minutes the whole thing took, and it's only the first in this best of three encounter. Well, I'm sure you've got a pretty clear idea of what's going to happen next. If you have, we haven't.
Well, there was a shot before Morales who looked very relieved when he sat down, but unfortunately he is back out there in just a minute.
That is what is to come. Steady your nerves, everyone. Will Bailey will take on Jordi Morales next, and well, they've met a few times, haven't they, over the years? Just a couple.
Yes, 22 times. What a record they have played out against each other. It's going to be really interesting to see how they recover, or how each player, what attitude they come out with. Bailey, I think he gives me the impression he's got good confidence. He has resilience, resolve. I think he might even be energised by what's just happened. Whereas Morales, you know, if you've just played out an epic match and you've won it, you're very relieved to have got through it. But now you've got to find that resolve and resilience very quickly to carry on. So this is going to be a really interesting start to the singles match. But what about these players here? Just brilliant effort from all four of them.
Well, let us just take a moment to watch and enjoy some of the many spectacular rallies between Great Britain and Spain. And the moment of relief when the job was finally done. That's the reaction of two players who know there's still a long way to go. Well, if you're just joining the action now, nothing to report from a quiet opening doubles contest between Great Britain and Spain. One of the most remarkable and thrilling matches that we've had so far at the Paralympics. Spain lead 1-0 in this men's team semi-final. Will Bailey will face Jordi Morales.
Well, this match is going to be a real clash of styles. Bailey is all energy. He's all about movement, whereas Morales is just power. And he's got a wonderful eye for the right shot that needs to be executed.
Jordi Morales, the 35-year-old from Barcelona, world number 5 ranked player, and the reigning world champion. Won the title in Slovenia, in Lashko in 2018. He says he remembers every single point of winning that final. I suspect he also remembers one of the players he beat en route, because it's the man he's about to face now. Will Bailey came into these games as the reigning Paralympic champion. Has won the silver medal in the equivalent competition here in Tokyo.
Yes, and remarkably, these two met twice at the last Paralympic Games, once in the singles competition and once in the teams, didn't they? And here they are again, meeting 5 years later.
And the story of that gentleman winning World Championship gold for the first time 19 years after making his senior international debut. One talks about perseverance. That was just breathtaking skill, breathtaking movement of Will Bailey, and it is evidence of the fact that Morales is the best version of himself as an athlete in these later years.
Well, because Morales isn't, due to his impairment, isn't the best mover, he just has to stand up on the table and just hit the ball. And what an amazing eye he has for the shot that's coming at him. It is remarkable what the skill he possesses.
He's a great decision maker as well. just opens up so much of the table with incredible angles.
Well, he's an imposing play, standing over the table. Almost giving this aura about him, well, you're going to have to hit a really good shot for you to get past me.
He's always had this. It's always been there. But the difference is he plays now like a player who just kind of doesn't really care and is having fun playing. He's just enjoying hitting the ball.
And isn't that a wonderful attitude to have?
Especially if it wins you a world championship that way.
Oh, it was a good shot from Bailey there. He's working his way nicely back into this contest. The hardest shot that Morales is going to have to face is if the deep shot comes in from Bailey.
Oh, cheerio. That's the end of that one.
It looks so easy.
It's the way he reads the game. Just playing with a little more width on that occasion, the 33-year-old from the south coast of the United Kingdom. Though based in Sheffield at the English Institute of Sport, where so many athletes are, it's another of the nexuses of high performance, just like Barcelona is in Spain, where Morales is based. We would expect these two to be well matched.
Yeah, as we touched on, they have a real clash of styles, don't they? But it makes for a very entertaining match.
It's the semi-final stage. It's a must-win contest for Great Britain to send it into a decider. Should Spain win this, then they will be secure of at least a silver medal. Even if they lose, they are bronze medalists. Morales won a silver medal in the team competition at the home games for the British athletes in London in 2012. On the other 4 occasions that he's completed a Paralympics, he's finished 5th in the team competition. He's very used to almost being there. It's a phenomenal attack from Bailey, just power upon power upon power.
What about some of these shots here from Morales?
Yeah, he kept the rally going as long as possible, didn't he?
That stopped a nice tidy little 3-point run there for Morales. Back comes Bailey again.
Every aspect of this entire Great Britain-Spain tie has been back and forth. If you tried to draw this as a line graph, it would just be a messy, squiggly line.
What a tight first game we have here too. We're going to get a replica of that doubles match.
Well, Bailey saving the game point, 10-all.
He was forced to really dig deep in that rally there, Bailey. Just pushed all the way.
Let us just bear in mind that these athletes have just contested a near 1 hour doubles match. Unbelievable defensive play from Morales to eventually force the error from Bailey. He's got so much back and he has a second game point. It's not a bad start, is it, in terms of drama? Good movement from Bailey, switching things up, changing the direction. Game point for him now. Oh, sensational. That's a winner out of nowhere.
Well, that backhand was a sizzler, that one there, right on the corner, deep and wide. Always a nice combination in a racket sport.
12 all. Is this going to be one of those matches that stays close for the duration, or is it going to be one of those matches where the player that wins the very tight first game then runs away and secures victory on a sprint? We shall find out. Will Bailey has his second game point. And it is the opening game to Will Bailey of Great Britain by 14 points to 12. Is it sustainable that they can remain at this level? Well, they've done it for the best part of an hour already.
Well, that was a 9-minute game, so quite lengthy. But excellent effort from Bailey. He was 2 points down in that game at one point, but came back to win it. But now the challenge for him. He knows Morales is going to come back hard in this next game.
14-12, Will Bailey takes the first. Second game begins.
Good serve that time from Morales. More zing off the racket that time. Well, this is a troubled start for Great Britain in this second game. Not quite able to keep hold of that advantage, and Morales has been allowed to get back into it. Well, not often we see an audible fist pump from Morales. But we got one that time, and rightly so too. Brilliant backhand it was.
Yes, if ever a shot is going to deserve a reaction like that, it's that one. better from Bailey. It's a little staccato at the start of the second game. 4 apiece. Yes, that's anguished reaction from Jordi Morales.
Well, and rightly so too. You don't want to be handing 3 points to your opponent.
And especially with a player like Bailey, who is such a confidence player, a momentum player.
Well, he's an outstanding retriever of the ball, isn't he? And if you can, he knows that if he can continue to ask Morales to play one more shot, it's the aim of the British player.
Oh, it was a real change of pace from Bailey, and Morales coped with it.
Ended up being wide, but Morales again, just some of the timing on those shots are absolutely exquisite. You know, the reaction times that he possesses are just unreal.
Oh, again, he was forced into such intense defensive work, and that's how hard Bailey is having to work to secure every point against him. Such an interesting case study in athlete psychology and the way they approach their sport. When you look at how it is that Morales has managed to change his attitude. It's all very well saying, I've decided I'm going to start having more fun. I've decided I'm going to just play each game as it comes and remember that I love this sport. You can say it, but how do you actually do it? How do you change your mindset as he has so obviously done?
Well, the other issue too is that he wants to win. I mean, we're at the elite end of his sport here, and he's really out there to win. So you need to have that in your head at all times as well.
Oh. Well, doesn't matter how much you want to win, you're not winning that shot.
No, definitely not. That was outstanding from Bailey. Check this out. That's unplayable. But Bailey's working away nicely here. He is a very busy player, and despite all our admiration for Morales, he is actually coping with the skills of his opponent nicely at the moment. I mean, Morales is always going to win a lot of points.
Good change up, a little more pace injected.
But Bailey's attitude is excellent. He's absorbing all these points that Morales is gathering with these flamboyant shots of his. Still in control.
Oh, well, I never. That is a remarkable way to go about winning that game from Bailey, because he was scrambling and he's managed to win the point. Morales frustrated, and Great Britain in increasing control of this match.
Yes, a tough game for Bailey, but he got there. Disappointing for Morales, even though he was rewarded with that backhand. He had an opportunity in that last rally. And his backhand wasn't quite good enough. Highs and lows of sport there from Morales. Bailey now 2 games clear.
The air of a tightly coiled spring at the moment, Will Bailey. He's quite quiet. Just very purposefully getting on with this match. Great Britain lost the first match. 3 games to 2, the doubles contest. They now stand a game away from forcing this semi-final into a deciding match. That's great work on both diagonals from Bailey.
We can talk about Bailey. His hand-eye coordination is superb. Very fine player.
Started playing the sport when his grandmother bought him a table. The pace of this match from the Spanish team's point of view is going to be slightly worrying because Bailey is getting quicker and quicker and more decisive. He won the first in 9 minutes, the second in 7 minutes. It's taken just a couple of minutes to get to 4-2. So quite as expected, the timeout has been called.
Yeah, good time to call it. Bailey had built up some nice momentum there, 3 unanswered points in a row. And was looking ominous. Morales now has... He's got some real pressure on his shoulders at the moment.
If necessary, we will see Paul Karabardak and Alvaro Valera doing battle next.
Morales has stopped that 0-3 run. Interesting to see if we see a tactical shift here. Good return from Bailey.
Placement on that shot right into the corner of the table.
Well, that was a good serve. You can see the second bounce there really died. And it was Bailey, terrific return from him.
What Morales is so good at doing, though, is playing at real pace. Well, maybe just went for a shot that wasn't really compellingly on. Overworking the angle. Oh, it just really goes right towards the edge of the table. And a smile from Bailey. Not a happy smile, though. A wry one at best.
Yeah, Morales' eyes say, yeah, I was going for the edge of the table there, and I got it.
It takes us to level at 6.
Now Morales has worked that timeout that he had earlier in this game to perfection. He's on a tidy little 3-0 run now. I don't know how he sees those balls coming back at him so easily like that. He's incredible, Morales.
And he reprimands himself for getting the length wrong. So rarely does he do that. Well, one of the notable features of Will Bailey as a player is how good he is in the latter stages of games, how if he stays close to his opponent until right at the very end, he can put them away. So one wonders if this now favours the British athlete. 8-all. Very big couple of points. He is something of an occasion handler, Will Bailey.
Yeah, 2 brilliant points in a row there. Brilliant serve on that previous point and that one there. Good, deep, hard centre shot. Always hard for Morales to get a good swing at the ball, to get that one back. And this sets up Bailey. He's on the cusp.
The cruelty of the scoring system in table tennis is such that Morales could well play superbly and come out losing this 3-0. And he has done just that. It's a win for Will Bailey of Great Britain. He does it in straight games. The tie is level. We will go to a decider, and that really a very different sort of match, a totally different sort of match from the doubles contest. A very calm Will Bailey has done his job, and now he will sit and watch his teammate Paul Karabardak, who is going to take to the table to face Valera.
Yeah, it wasn't the most comfortable straight games win you'll see for Will Bailey, but he played the big points very well. But Bailey, fine player, has got his team back into the contest with a good straight games win.
14-12, 11-8, 11-8. Will Bailey beats Jordi Morales. Took just 24 minutes, around about half the length of the doubles match. And all of that means we find ourselves at 1 apiece. Paul Karabardak will now face Álvaro Valera. Paul Karabardak of Great Britain will face Álvaro Valera of Spain. World number 8 takes on world number 1, the perennial world number 1 in this class. This is a big challenge for the gentleman that you're looking at, the 35-year-old from Swansea, who has just won his first Paralympic medal, a bronze in the singles competition. Why? For he has faced Álvaro Valera on many an occasion, and the record, well, it doesn't look good for Karabardak.
No, history certainly on the side of the Spaniard here, Valera. These two have met 12 times in their careers, And Valera has won all 12 meetings between them. It's remarkable. Last meeting was back in Slovenia in 2019. And Valera won in 4 games. So that is a big hurdle for this man here to overcome. But he won a bronze medal here at these games, did Karabardak, and Valera didn't. Was not able to get out of his group, maybe a little surprisingly so. So that is the challenge for the British player here, as all hopes for a gold medal match in this division rely on his shoulders.
All that has gone before, both in terms of this match and in terms of their head-to-head record, must now be discarded and full focus given to what is in store. One often wonders how much a player is aware of the record books, whether Karabardak is really that interested in knowing how many times he's faced Valera and how many times he's not beaten him. He takes the first point of this deciding match in the men's class 6 to 7 team competition semi-final at Tokyo 2020, the Games of the Summer Paralympiad.
It's just worth noting, actually, in a little bit more depth, in most of the wins that Valera had, Karabardak has taken a game at least off him in just about every match they've played.
Karabardak really was moving Valera around quite exemplary fashion. Required quite an adjustment for Karabardak. Dealt with the net cord so impressively. Both of these players in Class 6. It's a combined Class 6 and 7 team competition. Classes 6 to 10 are the standing classes in the sport of table tennis, with the lower the number indicating the greater severity of the assessed impairment. Classes 1 to 5 are the wheelchair categories. Class 11 is for athletes with an intellectual impairment. This is a most compelling beginning from Valera.
He's got that fantastic snap backhand that we saw regularly in that doubles match, winning in numerous points for Spain in that match.
For so long, he has been the top man.
Karabardak. Oh, wow. That's impressive play from him.
Couple of quick points for Karabardak. Valera was the Class 8 gold medalist at the Paralympic Games in Sydney. was a Class 7 bronze medalist in Beijing, now competing in the Class 6 category. And taking the first game by 11 points to 5 and very quick.
Yeah. Solid performance from Valera. Got all that experience to draw on. Karabardak too, a very experienced player, but Valera has made a very encouraging start for Spain in this match. What a great tie it's been, though.
What a great tie. It may well continue to be, because there could be some more surprises, some more chapters to be written. Let's have a look back at what we've seen thus far in this meeting between Paul Karabardak of Great Britain and Alvaro Valera of Spain. Really, one suspects that from the moment that Morales and Valera managed to secure that doubles win, they will have been thinking it's going to come down potentially to Karabardak against Valera, and we have that trump card of having the #1 player in his class taking to the table to conclude the tie. It's a very useful weapon to have right at the end of the match.
Yeah, it's a good point you've raised there.
Sometimes it's worth, isn't it, putting that enormous amount of fight into every single point in that first match, knowing that it sets you up in such a huge way for the final one. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I'm not surprised to see a standing ovation from his teammates and his coach behind him. What wonderful defensive table tennis from Karabardak. But it's a cruel sport, isn't it? He's lengthy with the next shot, and it's worth the same value. Each one is worth a single point.
Back to type for Karabardak. Oh, just pushes it rather unexpectedly long. Tough in a situation like this, one suspects, to be the player who's done their job, and now you've just got to sit there and watch and wait. Oh, what a great way to play back into the rally, because Karabardak looked as though he had Valera down the line.
Well, exactly, that shot down the side of the table was just superb from Karabardak. Valera, wonderful example there of hanging in there.
Now it's Karabardak's turn to go long. Feels like a totally different game from the first, though. 11-5, Valera's margin of victory, just a matter of moments ago. Well, he's taking it very early, but it didn't work.
And Karabardak at the moment is deciding to be a little bit more aggressive with his stroke play. Playing off for the moment.
Quick to apologise, but pulling into a 6-4 lead. It's enormous depth from Valera, came right back towards the edge of the table.
Forced his opponent back behind the table.
Trading points. No one able to put together a real momentum-generating run.
And both players playing with a deal of composure. I'm sure their hearts are racing inside.
Oh, the reaction from Karabardak is one of calmness. The reaction from Will Bailey on the sidelines is totally different.
Well, everyone knows what's at stake here. Chance to play for the ultimate prize. The winner of this match, of course, a gold medal. It'll be a consolation, of course. The loser here will get a bronze regardless. But playing for a gold is what it's all about.
And finishing extremely strongly is Paul Karabardak in this game. He now has put together that aforementioned run of points. Oh, not that time. Looked a little cross with himself for pushing that one for a margin that wasn't really there. Oh, that is a palpable sign of the growing tension. And it now gives 3 game points to that gentleman there, which he's taken at the first time. And this is intense work from Paul Karabardak, and it's accurate work. And it's Great Britain that has drawn level.
Well, wonderful comeback from Karabardak there. He's really fought hard, and the decision to actually be a bit more aggressive with his shot making has paid off there, particularly in the early stages of that game. It was able, even though it was still tight there for a while, 6-all, that tidy little run of 3 unanswered points was enough to put the pressure on. And that's what you have to do. You just have to hang in there sometimes, and you never know what chance may emerge from that.
Having lost the first game 11 points to 5, Paul Karabardak wins the second 11 points to 7. Let's have a look back at how he did it. From start to finish, this has thrilled us, it has confused us, and it has made meaningful analysis nigh on impossible. And that's why sport's a wonderful thing. Here we go. It's table tennis at the Games of the Summer Paralympiad in the city of Tokyo, the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium in Sendagaya. Hosts this meeting between Great Britain and Spain, the men's class 6 to 7 team table tennis semi-final.
We've just lost our score. For the meantime, 1-all, thank you.
Oh, that was played well into the body of Valera by Karabardak.
Wow, that forehand fair sizzled off the racket there. Oh, the big swing. He went for it, didn't he?
Now, if you are... exactly, case in point. I was about to say, if you are the Spanish players, if you're him, you're going to be aware of that gentleman behind you.
That's the, I guess, the advantage of playing at the near end here to the camera position, looking down the table, is that every time Karabardak hits a winner, he's going to see his teammates jumping up and down.
Now it's Valera's turn to apologise. He says he's become so good in recent years, Valera, at focusing on short-term goals, not thinking too far ahead as an athlete. I don't think you can think too far ahead in a tie like this, can you?
Certainly not. It's just the next point, really. Well, another free point to Karabardak there.
On 3 occasions, Valera has been a team world champion. Well, they both had their fortuitous brushes with the net. That statistic again, 12 times that they have met. 12 times that Valera has won.
Oh, the shot was there for Karabardak. The execution not quite there on this occasion.
Very, very good at creating space on the table.
A nice little three-point run here for Valera now.
Oh, brilliant rally and wonderfully won by Karabardak.
Yeah, fantastic play from both players. The distance he is behind the table, he's done it again.
They've had some good contests, but this might be one of his best displays ever against Valera. Oh, no, 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 no. That is agonising. Oh.
Well, brilliant play from both players. The ball striking there was of real quality.
Valera is such a gracious athlete. He knew that he immediately had to apologise for that. Almost embarrassed to have won that point in that way. That's quite a response from Paul Karabardak. Back to trading points, these two. Oh, what a good return of serve.
Yeah, Karabardak doesn't muck around with the serves, does he? He is straight into it. Got to be on your toes, and Valera was big time. Oh.
That's a huge shot from Karabardak. To find that angle from that position, magnificent.
Well, also draws him level at 9-all. Again, that swing point when you're 8-9 down is massive. And for him to unleash a shot like that was hugely impressive.
Oh, now the repayment coming from the Cosmos.
Yeah, and the repayment came with interest, didn't it?
Game point for Karabardak. Oh, that's a great way to play when you're game point down.
Well, Valera's had a lot of experience here in this tie, saving game points. We think back to that doubles match. And the Spanish pair saved 5 or 6.
Oh, now Karabardak clips the net. Such tension.
Timeout's been given. Been called for here. Yes, we think back to that doubles match. Valera saved 5 or 6, maybe even more.
I've just remembered that doubles match was about an hour and a half ago. It feels like it was about 3 days ago.
It does, doesn't it? But what a match between these two now.
The entertainment, the quality that's been packed into this.
Well, we've had one rally of 18 shots, another of 22 in the match. So when these two get going, it's really entertaining.
Sometimes you get to a stage in a match where it almost feels like any attempt to look at data meaningfully is rendered entirely insignificant by the fact that it's coming down to a point-by-point battle. That is where we are now. Another game point saved. Oh, that again is a moment of such agony. And just as the edge of the table was clipped from a Valera shot earlier, now it's Karabardak. But the length is so well judged from Valera. How on earth are they managing to produce this kind of calmness when game point down? Well, Valera not at all happy.
I heard something. Can you check the camera?
Oh, Valera.
I think he thinks it touched the edge of the
Yes,
table.
I think you're right. He's convinced, isn't he?
He said that he heard it. The point has gone to Paul Karabardak. And now it is Paul Karabardak who has won the game. And he's won it in a way that is going to be of great frustration to Alvaro Valera. And one just wondered if maybe after that moment of being unsettled, Valera was then vulnerable to losing the next point. That's exactly what's happened. And Paul Karabardak, the world number 8 ranked player, has just taken a lead against the world number 1. We've seen just about everything in this tie.
Wow, that last penultimate point was instrumental in the outcome of that game. So Valera rather has now got to put that behind him.
That's where your coach can be so important. Let's just take stock of where we are. Karabardak wins the third, 14-12. He is now 1 game away from winning the match, winning the tie, and guaranteeing Great Britain at least a silver medal at the Paralympics.
Well, this match, even though it's slightly in Karabardak's favour, both players have won 30 points each in this match. Again, there is nothing to split these 4 players. It's been a tremendous semi-final.
Even the straight games win for Bailey over Morales didn't really feel like a straight games win.
Well, that's right. Thinking back to that, I think the Morales got at least 8 points in each of those 3 games, which is a pretty fair effort. Means he wasn't far away. Now, who's going to handle things here? Will Karabardak kick on here and beat Valera for the first time ever in 13 meetings? Or will the Spaniard come back?
Into the net it goes. At the start of this 4th game, Paul Karabardak, the 35-year-old from Wales, takes the opening point against Alvaro Valera of Spain, the 38-year-old from Seville and the world number 1.
An example of why he's world number 1 there. Brilliant reactions from Valera. Put that backhand away.
It's a great change of direction from Valera. Valera seems to have handled rather well the irritation of losing the last. Well, suddenly, Alvaro Valera has found an extra gear. Oh, that is magical. As is that. From Paul Karabardak. It's a long way back already in this 4th game, though. There's a certain calmness to the way that Valera is playing that is rather concerning if you are the Great Britain team. Sometimes a feeling that a wrong decision has been reached, as was in Valera's mind. Sometimes that can really throw an athlete. Other times it can galvanise them. Valera is the sort of player who is experienced enough to react in the right way. There is still some hope for Paul Karabardak in this game, but the way that Alvaro Valera has responded to the setback of losing the last has been so impressive. And impressive not surprising because it's Alvaro Valera.
Well, that's right. He's just got that shot-making ability in his repertoire.
Just pushed a bit hard for that, Karabardak, and Valera is poised to send this entire match into a deciding game. And that is exactly where we are. That is 5 spectacularly effective minutes of play from Alvaro Valera.
Wow, a magnificent example of how sport can swing. There was Valera at the end of the 4th game, distraught with that penultimate point.
And they were roaring, almost jumping for joy. There is a quietness, a coldness about the place. And that suits Alvaro Valera, that really suits him. Back in it, 11-5, and we go to the final game of the entire tie. What a great pleasure it is to have your company for this engrossing, let's try that again, thrilling match between Great Britain and Spain in the table tennis competition at the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. The Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium, Table 2 is the focus of the table tennis world right now. We find ourselves in the deciding game of the entire tie. Whoever wins this game secures their nation a place in the gold medal match. It's that simple, and it's also that complicated.
Well, 2 cheap points there to Karabardak to start.
And again. And again. Valera just needs to reset. That's why they've called the timeout right there. Just not right at the start of that game at all.
No, and it's how quickly a game can get away. And I think, again, an excellent decision by the Spanish camp to get Valera back in a good frame of mind.
That's so interesting. The psychology of this match. There's been no clear narrative from start to finish. Bailey encouraging his great friend Karabardak. We can do this, he calls out. I don't think there's any doubt that Karabardak believes it. He's confident. The veteran player from Swansea against the veteran player from Seville. That's way better, isn't it, from Valera?
Well, it's almost a matter of just getting the ball on the table. And he did that successfully in that point. Brilliant forehand in that rally. We almost played it from behind him. Still got it back over. Asking a serious question which Valera wasn't able to answer. Brilliant play from Karabardak.
This one goes the way of Valera. Are we back into a situation where they're going to trade points?
Well, it's the first point that Karabardak's lost on his serve in this game. 3 out of 3 prior to that.
Oh, that was quite a miss from Valera. The sort of shot that he generally is unerring with. That's an enticing gap, and it was not found. What a display from Paul Karabardak so far.
Well, players switch ends now. 5 points after the one player gets to 5. Both camps urging their players on here.
Now Valera has to face the presence of Will Bailey, who'll be screaming and shouting and jumping for joy every time Karabardak wins a point. Not that Valera is somebody who's easy to put off. Oh, Karabardak having got himself back into the rally, not quite able to finish.
14-shot rally there.
Who holds their nerve? Such tension. It's so easy to see why the unforced errors would now begin to incrementally creep into the play. Just need to get the correct score displayed on the scoreboard. There we go. Maria Ferreira pointing out that it's 6-5 to Valera. Oh, he's missed that one, Valera.
Yes, overcooked it.
Well, this is a fitting conclusion to all that has come before, and it's a nervous conclusion. And you know what? That's easy to forgive and easy to understand. Who wouldn't be nervous? Who wouldn't be tense right now? This is about good old-fashioned match management, just getting across the line somehow. Oh, it's another very close call. Valera is finding it difficult. Karabardak has never beaten Alvaro Valera. 12 previous attempts.
Wow, that was a ferocious rally too, wasn't it? There was some fiercely hit shots in there. And there, and the Spanish camp breathe a huge sigh of relief.
What a remarkable collision that ball took with the net, because this is as unplayable as any net cord will ever be. That dropped about an inch or so beyond the net. That's a clever return from Karabardak. Got himself into a good position, but Valera very steely.
Oh, the fast serve does the trick. Well, big point here. Huge point.
Oh, and it's a huge point. One with a huge shot from Alvaro Valera. 9-all.
And the reaction from the Spaniard as cool as you like.
From very early on, this whole tie had the feeling of a tie that was going to get to 2-all and 9-all in the very last match, and it has done exactly that. Here comes the biggest point thus far. And it is a big point that has been won by Paul Karabardak of Great Britain. And what it means is that it is match point, and it's a point for a place in the gold medal match. It turns out that 13 is unlucky for some, but not for Paul Karabardak. 12 times he had lost to Alvaro Valera, but he's just won the biggest match of his life. And it's the match that sends Great Britain into the Paralympic final. They started the day knowing that they had a bronze. Now they will have at least a silver. It's a sensational victory for Paul Karabardak and for Great Britain. 11-9 in the decider. The world #1 beaten, and Great Britain will go for gold. Let us completely ignore all of those statistics and any attempt to read meaningfully what has just happened, because it almost feels a touch crude to put this into the context of numbers in such a blunt way, because this was about more than that. This was about steel, this was about nerve, this was about heart and tenacity, and it was two extremely fine teams facing each other. Spain have lost, but they have lost with dignity, they have lost well, and they have lost the right way.
Well, what a match. It was extraordinary, and those scenes at the end were just fabulous for Great Britain, who are going to be playing for a gold medal. And of course Karabardak can get us, well, he's guaranteed now a second medal of these games after claiming bronze in the individual.
His teammate Will Bailey came to these games knowing what it was to stand right in the central spot of the podium. Now Karabardak might do the same.
Well, let's just confirm that result. Great Britain beating Spain by 2-1 in that men's semi-final of that class, the 6-7 class, which means they will play China for the gold medal. Germany and Spain guaranteed bronzes. That means we're standing by for one more match in this session. It's going to be a semi-final in the women's teams competition in the classes 9 to 10. It's going to be between Poland and Brazil. Stay with us, that match is coming up very shortly. Well, welcome back to Paralympic Games coverage here at Tokyo 2020. It's a pleasure for you to be with us as we welcome the 4 players to the table here for women's semi-final action in the combined 9-10 class. And this one is going to be a fascinating encounter between 4 very good players indeed. So Natalia Partyka and Karolina Peck of Poland are going to play Daniele Rowan rather, of Brazil, and Bruna Alexandre of Brazil as well. So those are the 4 players. This class is for players who have mild impairments, mobile. Of course, in Natalia Partyka's case, she's been good enough to represent Poland at 3 Olympic Games, as well as numerous Paralympic Games. Debuted in the Paralympic Games back in 2000. She's 32 years of age now. So she was very young when she went to the Paralympic Games in Sydney and has fashioned out an outstanding career. Now, she was beaten by Young of Australia in the women's singles here at Tokyo in the semi-final, and was devastated not to go through to the gold medal match. See if she can put that out of her mind now with her teammate Karolina Peck and go through to play for the gold medal here in the teams women's competition. But Rowan and Alexandre will be tough opponents. The young players on the rise. Alexandre, in particular, a silver medalist here in the singles competition. Rowan wasn't able to make it out of her group. So that's nicely set, with each team having 1 player classed in the 9 category. That's Rowan and Peck, and then the class 10 athletes, Partyka and Alexandre. So we're going to start off for doubles. If you haven't seen teams tables tennis before at the Paralympic Games, maximum of 3 matches will be played, doubles to start, and then we will have 1 singles match. And if the same team win a singles match as to doubles, then the tie will end. If the losing doubles combination player wins the first singles, will go to a deciding match. So Alexandre on the left of screen there, Rowan on the right. I've got the good right-hander, left-handed combination. And of course the 2 left-handers for Poland, who defeated Japan comfortably in their quarter-final. 2 matches to 0. And Brazil to drop a match to Turkey, but were good enough to get through to the last 4. Remember, the winner will go through to the gold medal match. The loser will win a bronze medal. Alexandre is 26 years of age. Rowan is 23. Rowan competing in her 2nd Paralympic Games. Brazil finished with a bronze medal in Rio, although the classification system was slightly different back 5 years ago, and Alexandre competing in her 3rd Paralympic Games. She's now won 1 silver and 2 bronze medals in her career to date. Peck and Partyka, well, Peck, 23 years of age, competing in her 3rd Paralympic Games, already a gold medal winner from Rio. 2 bronze medals as well in her repertoire. As we get started, and we'll get into Partyka's record in just a moment, which is absolutely outstanding. It's going to be Brazil to start the doubles. going to serve first. Paralympic is an amazing Paralympian. 5-time gold medal winner in singles. Seven-time world champion as well. And good enough to represent her country at 3 Olympic Games. Didn't represent her country here in Tokyo. Yes, she is serving. Backhand to touch. Brazilians nice and active.
Yeah, there's a very interesting psychology to the shape of a team competition, because it's not just about winning the matches, simple as that sounds. It's how you win them. You can win a match in a way that is so exhausting, so drawn out, such a long, arduous doubles contest, that you then actually make it harder for yourselves to turn around and finish the job off with the singles. Getting a quick win is a wonderful thing in a team competition. Easier said than done. What's going to be interesting is seeing how quickly Partika starts to find her range, because when she does strike the ball well, she is virtually unplayable. She's so quick, she finds incredible angles.
Well, there's evidence right there by that forehand shot. She's world class, absolutely world class.
But what these Paralympics have illustrated is that she can be beaten, and that was something that the entire table tennis world will have taken notice of, especially those two players on the other side of the table.
Just starting to find her range now. It's going to be challenging for these Brazilian players. But Partika continues to put deep shots in with lots of spin on them deep on the table like that.
What's so often horrible about a shot from Partika is it kicks up, and it's such an unpleasant height for the opponent to deal with.
Both teams enjoying good little runs in this match. Poles have won 4 points in a row. The Brazilians 3, and they get a let there. Oh yes, lovely finish. That's how to win a point.
It's great doubles play. Rowan, the architect of the space, and then Alexandre, the converter. Oh, not that time.
Quick as a flash, wasn't she? Took that one really early.
It was a similar gambit from the Brazilians, and it's as though Partika just said, not twice. Got me the first time, you won't this time.
Nice run of points here for Peck and Partika. Really moving into the work down the stretch of this first game.
Just how quickly this first game has started to disappear away from the Brazilian pair.
They do have to serve, the Brazilians, but it's game point here to Poland. So 3 more game points here for Partika and Peck. And they've done it. Good work there by Peck and Partika to win that first game. An accomplished professional performance from them. And they've taken that first game, which they tried at one point by 2 points. They've come back nicely to win it by 11 points to 7.
She just has gears, doesn't she, Partika? And she found an extra one.
Well, Peck too, a very good player. Both are medalists here. Peck winning a bronze in the Class 9 singles, losing to Xiong of China in her semi-final, and of course that big surprise of Partika losing to Yang of Australia in 5 games to stop her magnificent run of single success here at Paralympics, which date all the way back to 2004. That's right, she'd won 4 straight gold medals at Paralympic Games, which is incredible.
Well, there's one name that just keeps cropping up when you talk to athletes that play table tennis, and it is Partika, 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 again and again. Who's the player that you most want to be like? Who's the one that inspires you? Who's the one whose game you most seek to emulate? It's always her.
Second game, Partika to serve, point to receive.
Oh, she was only 15 when she won her first Paralympic Games gold medal. Second game underway, and that aforementioned player is off and running.
Covers so much space, Partika. What Peck often does so effectively is draw the opponents to allow Partika to put the winner away. That was a wonderful, clever placement.
Good shot again.
Very similar, almost a replica of what went before.
Oh, lovely flick of the wrist there from Alexandre. Good enough for them to win that point, the Brazilians. Excellent. Come the Poles though, and they restore that 2-point lead. Well, Partika, as we've touched on, real hero. So many Paralympians, and none more so than Rowan. Just go through her profile and you'll see that her hero is Partika. Well, what's running through her mind now, playing her hero?
Probably, I want to beat her.
Oh. Oh, yes, excellent work there from both Brazilian players. Didn't they construct that point superbly? Check that shot out there. Nice option from Rowan.
They are a very strong team table tennis nation, Brazil, particularly at their regional multi-sport games like the Pan American Games. They always send a very good squad, tend to dominate the competition at continental level.
Partica a bit long with that shot. Tight so far in the second game. Well, they don't look intimidated, do they? They look comfortable at the table, both Brazilian players. Alexandre, remember, did win silver in the Class 10 singles.
I think that point you make is most apposite, because there's no reason why Alexandre should feel intimidated by who she's facing. She can look at Partica and go, well, actually, I've outperformed you in the singles competition. Playing without fear. Of course, that's easier said than done when Partica starts playing superbly. That's a lovely shot from Peck, isn't it?
Well, had all sorts of side spin on it, didn't it? That one.
6-8.
And again. Well, it's another strong conclusion to the game from Poland. Finding that extra level at just the right time.
Oh, unlucky pick that time. Brazilians are hoping big time that they can claim this doubles. They're actually using a player in their singles, next singles, who is not playing it here. Partica deep behind the table, just too good. Tipped right down, a wonderful shot. So Jennifer Marquez Parinos is going to feature in the first singles match against Partica. So Partica will face a fresh opponent. You can see her in the background there at the top of the shot. It's game point now to Poland.
Just not quite at full highest level at the moment.
One game point save, but another. Still work to do for Brazil.
Oh!
Well, brilliant rally. Hand it to the Brazilians, though. They didn't lose their composure there. The excitement levels were off the charts there, but they composed themselves nicely. Saved 2 game points, so it's 10-all now. Remember, the winning team in a game when it gets to 10-all has got to win by 2 points. Teams will trade serves now.
Big wind-up.
Wasn't it? It was just set up there for Partica, who was in perfect position to really make something of that.
was lovely from Rowan. Powerful, strong direction. Very clean strike of the ball. Oh, the coverage from Peck.
Wow, and Partica as well. There's some wonderful play unfolding in this doubles match. All four players deep behind the table. This is some game. Brazil have got to find a way through here. Fourth game point now for the Poles. Oh, another game point saved. And that time it was Alexandre with that lethal left hand of hers.
Well, you said they needed a way through. That was blisteringly powerful.
Wow, she was playing it quite close to the ground as well. They had to really be accurate with that shot. She was did that brilliantly. On we go in game number 2. And now for the first time it's Brazil who have the ascendancy. They have a game point as well. And now they have the serve too. They have it. That was superb from the Brazilians. Great composure and execution under severe pressure there. They were down by 3 at one point during that game, but found a way to come back and claim that game. Excellent work from them. And in 10 minutes in that game, that was the length of that, the duration of that game. They came back to win it by 14-12.
That's an absolutely superb game from the Brazilians. The striking thing was how calm they were under the pressure of those game point opportunities and how patiently they waited for their own chance. They didn't wait for it, they cultivated it, but with such disciplined striking of the ball. It feels like a potential turning point in the entire contest. They've got to be feeling really good, haven't they, now, after that?
Well, it's going to be really interesting to see how they react now, the Poles, Partica and Peck. Well, they're both pretty experienced. I don't think they'll be too rattled by that. Been in this situation many times before. But these two Brazilians are playing well. So here we go with game number 3 now. 1 game apiece in the doubles match. Lovely backhand across the table from Partica. Too hot to handle that time.
Just got the sense there that Partica read Rowan's quite clear and quite telegraphed shot.
Well, those are the rallies that you want to see won by a winner rather than an error, even though it was forced. Terrific play from all 4. Stunning.
What a reaction the Brazilian duo have to winning that point. Can see they are full of confidence, they're full of belief.
Oh, that is superb from Partika. She hit that one down a pipe.
She has this ability to find spaces on the table that don't seem to be there.
Players will go and take a towel break, but again, we're seeing the similar pattern to the first couple of games where Poland just sneaking clear early. But look, Alexandre and Rowan know they're in for a fight. They're playing quality opponents. Alexandre that time a little surprised with the direction of that shot. Slightly out of position.
What can sometimes happen when you play against these sorts of players, the likes of Partika and Peck, is that they can get a very quick flurry of points, one after the other.
Yes, and that's exactly what's happened. 4 in a row now to the Poles. It's stopped now.
That's a let-off.
Yeah, pure unforced error that time from Partika.
Did well to force the Polish pair so deep, so far away from the table.
Brazilians are hanging in there, aren't they? Oh, how good was that from Alexandre across the court, in a table rather, in a way. She has nothing to apologise for. I know that one clipped the net, but that there, how good was that?
It's wonderful technique. She set herself for it perfectly. Just a wince there from Alexandre, wanting to have another go at it, wishing she could play that again. It's great entertainment, isn't it, a doubles match, because the way the players actually start to communicate with each other, the kind of momentum they generate. Sometimes when you watch a doubles match, you see a clear leader. Other times you don't. You seem to see a very equal partnership.
Very competitive rallies, aren't they?
Played so well from down so low, Karolina Peck. Again, something of an unforced error. Shakes her head.
That's lovely play. Typical left-hander shot there, wasn't it?
Well, that's the beguiling thing about facing Partika. She can make a few errors here and there. When she produces a winner, well, that's that. You're not going to deal with it.
4 game points now for Poland in game number 3. Now it's 3. Brazilians again refusing to concede Beautiful attitude.
They do not seem to be remotely overawed by scoreboard pressure. They seem to be capable of playing each point very much in isolation, regardless of whether it's the opening point of the game or whether they're game point down, as they are now.
Still game point for Partika and Peck. And they're going to need all four of them, because it's another wonderful save, this time by Alexandre.
Yeah, it was a lovely early strike of the ball. Time out as a result.
Well, I'm not surprised. The no momentum at the moment at all. Wonderful. Again, a terrific return there from Alexandre. She's all over it, and Peck. No chance. Yeah, watch that snap backhand. She's got a really flexible wrist, hasn't she, on that backhand side, Alexandre. Still should be plenty of composure in that pole camp, because even though they've dropped 3 game points, there's still an opportunity for them. But it's nicely set up, isn't it? 10-9. Partika to serve. Game point number 4.
10-9.
This time they do take it. Unfortunately for Brazil, Rowan just pushing that shot long, and disappointment there for Alexandre. They did all the hard work to come back into that game. But it's Peck and Partika that hold on and take a 2-game-to-1 lead in this doubles match, winning that third game 11-9.
Yes, it's definitely going to be a fighting win for one of these pairs. Nothing's going to be particularly simple. Maybe just a resigned feeling there for the two Brazilians of what might have been during that game. They weren't too far away.
Well, they chased the game, though, didn't they? They were never in front. So it's always tricky, isn't it? It's got that little bit of pressure when you're always chasing. But Peck, what about that get there from below the height of the table? That was pretty special. So here come Alexandre and Rowan now, down 2-1. This is the women's semi-final in the combined class 9 and 10 in the table tennis at Paralympic Games, Tokyo 2020. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Singles action to follow this match. The winner going through to the gold medal match. The loser winning the bronze. Partika to serve game 4.
Rare opportunity to preserve a lead.
Stuff done. Solid start from the Brazilians in game number 4, and they needed it too. Both games that the Poles have won, they've led all the way through them, so it's a little unlucky there for Rowan. So, signs here forcing the Poles to come from behind, or a deficit anyway. Come through and win.
They look like they've put it behind them. They look like they've managed to approach this 4th game with a clear head, fresh mindset.
4, 2.
Just luring a few more errors off the brackets now of the Poles, the Brazilians. Time Peck going long. Grinding it out at the moment, the Brazilian pair. Well, the eyes lit up, didn't they? Alexandre looked like very competitive match between these 4 players.
It can be so tempting when you get close to the conclusion of the game just to start to go for everything and to lose some of the tactical discipline with which you've played the first part of it. That again was sublimely directed. Time out. It's a big moment in the match. It's a wise time to call the timeout. It might be an opportunity that doesn't exist in a couple of minutes.
Well, that's a good point. Poles have got that nice little momentum roll on at the moment. 3 straight points to them. But for Poland, it's all about sealing the deal here, putting the signatures on the contract, and Brazil have just got to keep believing here. So it's Poland leading 6-5. Game number 4 of the women's doubles in this team's Class 9-10 semi-final. Brazil needing to win this game to send this match to a deciding game. Again, Partika, when she gets that big forehand going, it's hard to stop. It's 4 straight points now to the Poles. make that 5.
Yet again, the narrative is that Poland are strong at finishing off the game, raising their level as the tension increases.
Oh boy, Rowan has missed an easy put away there.
It's an extraordinary miss, actually. And that's where the gap is so cruel. 9-5 versus 8-6. One thing about the two Brazilian athletes is the heads don't drop for long.
Yeah, they're playing with wonderful attitude. Now that point to Brazil stopped a 6-0 run for Poland. Now the Brazilians come back with 2 of their own. Just 2 points away from victory now. And close it out on serve here. Get a 5-time Paralympic Games gold medalist. Serve it out, maybe. Well, it brings up match points now for Poland as they close in here on winning the first match in this team semi-final. 3 match points. And they've done it. Good serve from Partika, luring the error off the racket of Rowan. And it is job done for the Poles in the first of potentially 3 matches here in this women's semi-final. It took 38 minutes before victory was secured for the Polish pair of Natalia Partika and Karolina Peck. But they have won this match in 4 games. 11-7, 12-14, 11-9, 11-7.
That's such a strong finish to the match from the Polish pair. And ultimately, it was match management. They just finished the job with such a clinical style of play. They weren't necessarily at their best the whole way through, but they played the big points just right, spot on. And actually now, very well positioned when one considers that next up, it is Natalia Partika in singles action.
Yes, indeed. So let's check out the stats. So the Poles outscoring the Brazilians by 8 and more secure on serve than their opponents as they ended up closing out that win. So it's 1-0 to Poland in this semi-final, and in a moment we're going to see Partika back out there against a new player for Brazil. You're allowed 3 in your team. Most teams just have the 2 players, but if you have 3, then all good. Some of those highlights again. That miss there was critical, wasn't it? Rowan missing that big smash. And there it is. Point that secured the Poles the match. So out comes Natalia Partika for Poland once more. Straight back out there to play Jennifer Marquez Parinos in this singles match. Now, Partika is a Class 10 player. Jennifer Marquez Parinos is a Class 9 player. So she's 25 years of age she resides in Sao Paulo, born in Santos. And she has actually tasted success at the Paralympic Games before, winning a bronze medal for Brazil in the teams event at Rio. Back then it was a Class 6 to 10 category, and that was of course the same category that Partika and Peck won for Poland. So it's a slight classification change now. But, Jennifer Marquez Parinos is a world champion in the teams event back in 2017. So very good player, and she combined with Alexandre to win that world championship. So more than useful player. And her form in the singles here at Tokyo, she was unable to get out of her group. And coincidentally lost to Carolina Peck in her group in 4 games.
She's had some good success at the Pan American Games in singles competition as well. A couple of silver medals for her over the Toronto and Lima editions. From the lovely southeast part of Brazil, Santos has just about the longest beach in Brazil.
Well, she's going to face a stern opponent, though. The Partika, let's remind you, she's the 4-time singles winner at the Paralympic Games. Unable to win here, though. She's getting the bronze, but still very good player. So here we go. It is Partika against Marquez Paranos. Love all in this singles match. Partika wins this match, Poland will be in the final and competing for a gold medal.
There is absolutely no doubt as to who is the clear favourite to win this match, and really from the perspective of Jennifer Marquez-Parinos, it's not allowing Partika to put together a really early string of points. Just ask some questions, be difficult, be irritating. But already Partika is in control. The first 3 points have been probably as many would have expected.
These two have met once before in their careers, and that was back in the 2014 World Championships, also in a team's Class 9-10 match, and Partika won that in straight games. Partika has been blemish-free so far, not an error off her racket. Hitting all of these shots super crisply. Paranos struggling to get on the board here. Partika starting in sizzling form. Oh.
That is just breathtakingly good.
Oh, we've only been going 2 minutes. Again, a perfectly positioned shot by Partika right on the corner of the table. What a start here for Partika. Wow, 10 straight points. Back she goes down to win this last point. And there it is, 11-love. Wow.
No drop whatsoever in the intensity level of Natalia Partika.
Well, that has rocked the Brazilian team. I'm sure they would have been expecting something different to that. But that was an amazing performance from Partika, who just brought her best to the table in that opening game, winning 11-love.
And let's just be clear of the quality of player that we're looking at there in Jennifer Marquez-Parinos. She's been made to look as though she's a virtual spectator in this match. And what we must focus on is just how good Partika is.
Well, Marquez-Parinos has, she hit the ball very crisply at times there, but it was just that error that she couldn't eliminate from her repertoire in that game.
And maybe the very definition of the forced error. I think a lot of players would say when
Yes.
you're playing against someone like Natalia Partyka, every error is a forced error because she's always dictating the play.
Let's just repeat too that Partyka, if you've just tuned in to our broadcast here, Partyka has been good enough to represent Poland in 3 Olympic Games in the past, in Beijing, London and Rio, as we get set for the second game now. And even though Partyka has not medalled at an Olympic Games, she has competed in 3 teams events. And of course, she competed in the singles as well. Good enough to get to represent the singles for Poland in London, where she finished in the round of 32. There is the first point of the match for Marquez Paranos. How many times has she hit the net and it gone out? 3 or 4 times now.
Thing is, when you play against somebody like Partyka, you are perpetually being forced to play a couple of gears beyond the pace you want to be playing at. You're always stretching, always working to her tempo. There's an example of it. Just no space at all, no time to shape herself for the shot. Even when she produces a shot of fine quality, Partyka makes light of it.
She does. She seems to be able to handle everything pretty comfortably so far that the Brazilian is throwing at her now. Partyka on a 3-point run here. Make that 4.
Better.
Oh, you take anything you can at the moment.
Much better.
Restores that 3-point lead.
That one vanishes. Just so deceptive, so hard to read. Taken with such authority.
Partyka closing in on the second game now. And 6 game points now for Natalia Partyka. Looking very comfortable. 5-time Paralympic Games gold medalist. Oh, what a way to finish this second game. That is an authoritative finish. I hope you weren't blinking at that time she hit that one because you completely missed it. That's how fast it was. 11-4. A really good finish to that second game for Natalia Partaker.
You're absolutely right. There was just something so dominating about the way she concluded that entire game. That last point, almost sticking a big exclamation mark at the end of the whole game.
Now Partaker working her way through this match really well as Poland close in on a gold medal match. A chance to win a second gold medal for Partaker and Peck in teams competitions at Rio. As you touched on earlier, there's been a slight rejigging of the classifications since Rio. Back then it was classes 6 to 10 all combined. Now it's been split into several categories. It's 9 to 10 now, and Partaker and Peck looking good here. Partaker can win one more game and close out this win over Marquez Paranos. All set for game number 3 now. Partaker to serve.
Well, we must be clear, that was a significantly better game from Marquez Paranos than the first one was. At least on the board, 4 points. That was an excellent point. A really good rally.
Well, the Brazilian stuck with the pole on that occasion.
First time that she's really been the one in charge of the rally for any consistent amount of time. And then a rather soft one into the net.
Brilliant. That was just power, sheer power from Partaker off both wings. Finished off with that forehand.
That last point was the very embodiment of the idea of action-reaction in sport. It's that player there who's being forced to anticipate everything rather than Partaker, who's the one who is controlling everything. Marquez Paranos is really just focused on getting things back. And that can lead to the temptation to snatch at chances, half chances when they come along.
Good get from Partaker there. Racing around to get that. Still came back with interest, didn't it? Good shot there from the Brazilian.
And I think that's the key point, is that when Partaker gets something back, she turns defence into attack extremely quickly.
So far, Partaker outscoring Paranos 28 points to 5 in total now in this match. No luck there for the Brazilian. Partaker now just 3 points away from sealing her country's spot in the gold medal match.
And there hasn't really been a moment when it's looked like it would be anything other than that.
Oh, brilliant backhand once more. You can only admire the skill and execution of that shot. The angle she created. 9 match points. Paranos survives by skin of her teeth there, but Partaker now has the serves. Match point number 2. And that's that. Really good job done by Natalia Partika.
And so that's
A very comfortable win in that singles match, which has taken just 14 minutes. And it is all smiles in that Polish camp as Partika wins the match 11-love, 11-4, 11-2. And in doing so, it is Poland into the gold medal match of the women's team's Class 9-10 category. Marquez Paranos tried hard. She will have a bronze medal, but it's all smiles in that pole camp, who will compete for a gold medal.
That's about as incident-free a victory as you will ever see. Superb performance from Partika.
At 10 a.m. our last 2 days of Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games.
A really comfortable win for her.
And victory ceremonies.
Marquez Paranos only getting 6 points in the match. Partika just dropping 2 points on serve. And Logos Rally just 9 in the match, which lasted only 14 minutes. So Natalia Partika will have the opportunity to win a 6th Paralympic gold medal, Games gold medal, in the gold medal match in this Class 9-10 competition. Confirm those results for you. They did drop that one game to Costa Alexandra and Rowan in the doubles, but Partika comfortably through to help Poland win this semi-final over Brazil by 2 matches to 0. What a good experience it was for Marquez Paranos to play one of the world's best ever Paralympians in table tennis. And that's a nice moment. It's the woman on the right of screen there, Alexandra, a silver medalist from the singles. So here is how it's shaken down in the women's team's Class 9-10 category. Poland will play Australia in the final, who have defeated China in their semi-final. That means Brazil and China will pick up bronze medals in this category. Well, we hope you enjoyed this session of teams table tennis action here at Tokyo 2020. Congratulations to the 2 teams that went through in this session. Poland in the women's teams 9-10 category, defeating Brazil by 2 matches to 0. And congratulations earlier in the men's 6-7 class to Great Britain, who beat Spain by 2 matches to 1. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to you joining us for the next session of table tennis here from the Paralympic Games Tokyo 2020.